The three stages, guys, is first you got to make the money, then you got to manage the money. And that's what we're talking about in this podcast, managing it on today's episode. And then the third stage is multiplying it. So you got to make it, manage it, multiply it. That's the stages, right? So we're talking about managing the money today. Hey, what's up, Freedom Factory podcasters? It's good to be back with you guys, and I'm excited for this episode. It's one that I've been thinking about for some time, and I think you're going to enjoy this. I know if you apply what I share with you, it will benefit you financially. So just for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, or for those that don't know, so you can get this podcast on like all the platforms. As we joke around here, some movie scene, like all the Twitters. But we also do this on YouTube. So there is video, audio and video on YouTube. We do the shorts. So if you guys want to watch what's going on with the podcast, here we go. You'll see I'm in my t-shirt, kind of relaxed today. Got a haircut. So my hair is a little jacked up right now, my standards. But anyway, let's get into this, guys. The topic today is why saving money is important. Now, there are experts in this industry of finances, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is like, I'm not a advisor. I don't have those certifications. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just here to tell you what I do with mine. So count this as kind of financial entertainment, not education. All right. So there are people like Robert Kiyosaki, who I believe has some incredible ideas, and really his philosophies around cash flow, the cash flow quadrant, is what shaped my thinking and what really drove me into real estate and into network marketing. He says saving is for losers. Losers. He's like, you are stupid if you save money. You have to understand what he's talking about, okay? And so what he's saying is, if that's your strategy to become financially free, one, it's nearly impossible to get there, just because of the debasement of our fiat money, like the US dollar. You guys know that the US dollar has lost over 30% of its value in the last 5 years. So if you had $100 5 years ago, it only buys $70 today. Okay. So it's losing value. If you're just saving, if it's in a pillow or in a safe, it's every day it's getting less and less and less. Inflation, well, I can go on and on and on. Okay. So that's what he's saying. So someone that's trying to save their way to financial freedom, to get away from the anxiety of money, it's nearly impossible to do it just saving. What I'm telling you is a little different. What I want you to do is I want you to be able to save for 4 reasons that I'm going to outline today. There's 4 really important reasons why you need to be able to save money. And I'm going to start this out by saying, I don't want you to take all of your money and save it, because that's what Kiyosaki is saying is stupid. And I don't think that's very smart either. It's not what I do. But you do need to have, I call it a bucket, and it's the first bucket. The first bucket you need to fill financially before you start investing is, some people call it the rainy day money. I think that you need to be able to have 6 to 12 months of your living expenses in savings put away. So easy math, right? If you need $2,000 a month to live, and I mean live the way you're living now, not like you could get by, but you'd have to change your lifestyle completely. The way you're living right now, how much are you spending a month? Most of you are spending way more than $2,000, but 6 months times $2,000 is $12,000. You would need $12,000 saved at minimum to be able to qualify for the rest of the things I'm going to tell you. I would like you to have 12 months. So that would be right? $2,000 a month times 12 months, $24,000. And some of you are already saying, holy cow, like I don't have 12 grand. I don't have 24 grand. And I'm telling you, then you better pay close attention to the next couple minutes. Because if you don't have that, you are never, ever going to be able to be in a position to be able to be free of the anxiety of money. If you don't have the discipline, so this is number one. The number one reason why you should be saving money is it creates discipline for you. If you don't have discipline when you start investing, you will lose it all. Like there needs to be thresholds. There needs to be a fence there, something protecting you from wasting your money. There needs to be strategy and discipline in place. And the examples of people who don't have discipline are a lot of professional athletes, not all. There's some that become extremely wealthy, more wealthy after they got out of their professional league than when they got in. But the majority, and I don't know the number, but it's a high. You can go fact check it, research it. I want to say it's in the 70 percentile of professional athletes within 5 years are basically worthless. I mean, not worthless, penniless. Sorry. they are penniless. And maybe not like penniless, but like basically broke, right? Just broke. And that is sad when you consider that they were making millions of dollars. But what were they lacking? Not the money, the discipline. They were lacking the discipline needed. The other example is like lottery winners. The majority of lottery winners, they get these massive loads of money within 5 to 10 years, have nothing to show for it. They didn't have the discipline. They didn't have the things in place that I am teaching you right now. So there's no reason to go out and make a bunch of money if you don't have the discipline. And the discipline starts first. You do this at the same time. While you're increasing your income, you are increasing your discipline as well around money. So the number one thing I will tell you why you need to be able to save money is it creates the discipline necessary that you're going to need long term to be able to hold that wealth and then multiply the wealth. The 3 stages, guys, is first you got to make the money. Then you got to manage the money. And that's what we're talking about in this podcast, managing it on today's episode. And then the third stage is multiplying it. So you got to make it, manage it, multiply it. That's the stages, right? So we're talking about managing the money today. The second thing that it's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to make smarter financial decisions. If you've got a stack of money, you can leverage that money. So some of you guys are familiar with like home equity loans, and I'm not suggesting that's the way to leverage, but it works the same way. There are a lot of institutions that if you have money sitting with them, they will allow you to loan against that money at a much reduced interest rate, sometimes net zero. In my case, that's what I'm doing. I've got some money set aside that's basically earning 6%. And when I borrow it, it's at 5.5 or right at 6. So it's net zero, right? I don't ever pull the money out. My money keeps growing, but they will give me a loan against that money. And we just did this with my wife's car. I didn't want to pay the 7 or 8% interest, and we needed to get out of, I'll just tell you guys that she had a nice Mercedes, and that thing was just like so problematic. Like we had to get rid of that car. And I hated to because we were really not in the best position with it because we had just bought it. You guys know cars are not, for the most part, investments, right? They are liabilities. And so anyway, I'm getting off track. I didn't have to go to a bank and borrow at 7 or 8% interest. I was able to leverage some of the money I already have sitting in the account and just write a check. And just side note, guys, when you buy a cars and you go in that back room after you agree on a price and they take you to the finance room where they're trying to sell you the warranties and the protection packages and all that, that's where you got to be really, really careful because that's where a lot of their money is made. And so I just love the look on their face when they ask, where are you financing this? And I say, I'm not financing it. I'm writing a check. And that's what I want for you guys. And you can do that. If you've got enough money saved up, that will put you in the position to make better financial positions. Because and I know A lot of people are making those type decisions based on the payment, not the cost. Like they may think they're buying a $40,000 car, but when they look at the interest and all the tack-ons, it's $60,000, $65,000, $70,000 instead of the 40. Where's that 30 gone? Not in their pocket, not in their investments, not in their future. So if you got this foundation, if you're a saver, you can make better financial decisions. Okay. Number 3, it allows you to be a better business person. When you've got this backup of cash, you don't come from a place of desperation. I've seen this in my network marketing business where people who really, really have their backs against the wall, when they are inviting people to the opportunity, they invite in a very, the position they put themselves in gives them no leverage in the conversation. And what they'll do is they'll say things like, hey, I've got this opportunity that I would like you to look at. Would you do me a favor and watch the video? See, someone that comes from a leverage position like I was when we got into this business, I never said, would you do me a favor? I knew what I had, and I knew that I didn't need the person I was talking to sign up. Did I want them to sign up? Yes. Did I need them to sign up? No. And that's where you need to be, because they will feel that. People can feel if you need them or not. And if they feel like they are needed by you, if they feel like you need them to sign up, that's not a good place of negotiation to be in, guys. And so by having that backup, by being a good saver, by having that discipline, by having that 6 to 12 months set aside, when you're talking to someone, man, it just gives you a little bit of that like posture, a little backbone. And you can say, instead of, will you do me a favor? You can say, hey, I've come across something that's going to be big, and you need to take a look at this. That is far different than, hey, I found something I like, and would you do me a favor and look at this? That's 2 different worlds, 2 different invites. It just allows you to a stronger place of negotiation in business deals and business conversations. Because you guys know, in every conversation, someone's buying and someone's selling. Okay. And if you don't have that backup financially, and someone throws you an objection like, oh, I don't have time, or I don't have the money, or is this one of those things? You buy their story instead of them buying your story. Period. End of story. Okay. So that's the third reason. I'm sorry. 4th reason is, and probably the most important reason, well, I don't know if it's most important, but it's important, is if you've got that backup, if you are a good saver and have that discipline, it allows you to take higher risk when those opportunities present themselves. So I've lived through this. I took higher risk investments when I didn't have that foundation that I wanted. And it really, really would wipe me out for long periods of time, because I just lost faith in the investment world and in myself. I lost confidence in myself and my ability to invest. So when I finally got the right strategies in place and I built these buckets, I built these layers of financial backup, when it was time to make a more risky investment, because there's really 3 levels of risk. There's like low risk, medium, and high. When it comes time to make the high risk investment, because that's where the real money's made, guys. You're not going to make money by saving. Okay. We've established that. But you can make money by getting involved in high risk opportunities. Now, you can lose it all, but that's why it's such a high return, is because there's a chance that you could lose it all. You guys know basically the saying, right? When around investing, don't ever invest anything that you can't afford to lose. And I believe in that wholeheartedly. But none of us want to lose anything in our investments. So that's why you need to build those layers, right, of low risk, medium risk before you get to the high risk investment. But when that high risk investment comes, you won't have to hesitate. And that's the thing. If you don't have the money in the backup, you'll hesitate, and you'll probably miss the opportunity, because the opportunities don't care if you're a good saver or not. Opportunities are here and then they're gone. You either execute or you lose out, period. And I don't want you guys to lose out. So when I get opportunities thrown my way, I've got the backup. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to swing for the fence because I've done those other things. And that's what I want for you guys. Okay. Finally, I want to leave you guys with kind of a go-to call to action if you are in need of a place to put this money. Like if you're earning like a less than 1% in savings, or your stash, wherever it is, if it's not compounding for you, you really need to get it compounding for you. And there are highly rated banks that will pay you over 4% right now in your money. So I'm going to drop in the show comments a link to a bank that I'm using, Goldman Sachs. I'm going to put the link in there. And I think the last time I checked, they are paying 4.4% returns on the money. And it's very liquid, money in, money out whenever you want it or need it. And you've got the ability to actually earn over 5% interest with them. Just read the details of the offer. I'm using them. It's performing. It's been performing for a long time. They are doing what they're saying, and it's Goldman Sachs. It's a big bank. So hit that link if you don't know who to trust or what bank to go to, where to find it. Hit that link, get yourself signed up, and happy days compounding your savings. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. This was the second time I had to record this because we got about halfway through and the weather went crazy here. So anyway, I'm re-recording. I tried to keep my energy up. I hope my energy was good for you today because when I have to re-record, it's like a mindset, like I just wasted that time. But hey, it's done now. It's recorded. It's here. And we're going to multiply it because here's what I hope. I hope you guys love the stuff that I'm putting out. And if you do, I want you to give me a review. I want you to give me a 5-star rating, and I want you to share this stuff out because that's how we're going to help families. That's what we're really doing here is we're trying to move families forward. That's all. I mean, I can't put it any more simple, guys. I am just trying to move my family forward, and I'm trying to move your family forward by sharing this information. And so hope you enjoyed the podcast. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. See ya.